Welcome to the Iron Vox. I'm Eric Claro, and today I have a special guest from the band Tyrant.
What's up?
Nice to see you, Greg.
Nice to see you too, brother.
All right, man.
Friends for a long time.
I know. Been knowing this guy for a while. And actually, the first time I met up with Greg was, I believe it was in either Milwaukee, the festival in Milwaukee, that metal fest that we did.
Yeah.
And you guys headlined that night.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Milwaukee beer.
That's
okay. Remember Milwaukee? You'll remember beer.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, exactly.
Yeah.
And then after that, we did Greece. We played
Greece.
in Athens. We did Up the Hammers.
Yeah.
And then New York. We played quite a few shows together.
We were on a good run together.
Yeah.
We were on a good run, and the rest of the band too is really cool. And our band guys would talk to their band guys, and
right.
It was a very cool situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So my first question, Greg, is Tyrant's been around for a long time. You guys have a lot of albums out and stuff like that.
Yeah, 4.
So a lot of good albums. What actually started it for you to decide? Let me see. I have something good going here. Maybe I should start a band. Maybe I should start this. How did it all begin?
Oh boy,
for you.
That's a great question, Eric. Being from the San Gabriel Valley, you might have heard about these guys, Van Halen.
Right. Yeah.
So when I was in high school, late 70s, I'm probably a little older than you, or a lot older, there was a band that we'd always hear about playing, at the high schools, playing parties, kegger parties, flyers being handed around at the high school. And at the very beginning, they were called Mammoth.
Right.
Then it went to Van Halen. And I'd go see them with my buddies, kegger parties in Pasadena, San Marino.
Wow.
So we'd go see Van Halen.
Right.
And I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
It was only because I'd get to be so close. No, I liked music before then.
Right.
But I was being so close to a band at a backyard party.
Right.
That was so stunning.
Wow.
This is cool.
But this was the beginnings of the band. It's not like they were huge. They're touring.
No, they were nothing.
Right, exactly.
They were nothing.
So for you to see these guys
this far away
at their start,
Eddie's sitting right here.
Holy
David Lee Roth sitting right here.
That must have been a big, huge thing for you.
Oh my God. I had never really thought about doing it myself. The way I fell in love with heavy metal before then was from being an athlete, mainly football. But I was also a catcher in baseball. Oh, nice. Didn't play any basketball, too short.
Okay.
I was told. But played baseball and football.
Okay.
And when I get ready to go to practice, there was a stereo in our dining room.
Right.
And I would just get ready to go to practice, go in the dining room, turn on whatever radio station, and I think Smoke on the Water was the first one that really hit me hard.
Okay. Deep Purple.
Killer song, some Zeppelin, Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then stuff before then, like Stevie Wonder was the first 45.
Really?
Superstition.
Oh my.
There was something about the words.
Right.
What is it? If you believe in things you don't understand, you will suffer. The hairs are standing on my arm under.
Nice.
Things like that would hit me as a kid and go, wow.
So how old were you at this point to where you were
probably 13,
in your teens?
14.
Yeah, that's what I kind of
when I first got hit. And then 16, I started taking bass lessons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'd already seen Black Sabbath when I was 15.
Okay.
And Montrose.
Okay.
And it was Kiss and Montrose and Black Sabbath with, I think it was Stars opened up. Well, I was 15 and 75. And I said, wow. And
you caught all at their top is when you caught these bands.
Those were the things that started me.
That's amazing.
Black Sabbath and Stars,
amazing.
Montrose, early Kiss.
Wow.
When they were just a kick-ass band.
Right, right.
It was much later, Christine 16, stuff
Right,
like
right,
that.
right.
When they kind of went bubblegum
Double
and
live.
lunch boxes and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But in the beginning, they were just hair-raising. I mean, Gene Simmons, a monster.
Wow.
So, but then once Van Halen, actually sitting like this with Van Halen and seeing him play,
Okay.
I kind of started thinking, wow, this guy's really good.
And what year was this that you?
Probably 77.
77.
Close to 78. Because I think they got their first record came out in 78.
Wow. Okay.
So around that time, I met another guitar player. I had just picked up my bass.
Okay.
I'd only been playing like a year or two.
Okay.
But someone introduced me to a guy named Bob Sibileski.
Okay.
Bob Sibileski from Arcadia.
Okay.
It's probably okay to
Did you
say.
go to school with the guy?
No, he went to Arcadia High School.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went to.
Yeah. He went to Arcadia High School. He lived by my wife, my girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
And they had history. Not with him, but her and her friends used to go
Knowing.
around Michael Anthony. Michael Anthony, as you know, the bass player of Van Halen, lived on Longden and 8th.
Remember Michael Anthony?
My girlfriend lived on 10th.
Right.
Okay, and all her little friends were little groupies that were like 20 years younger, and they used to scare them away. They'd say, "Get this jailbait out of here."
It's so funny that Greg mentions that about Michael Anthony because he did, I think, used to live in Arcadia.
Yeah.
And I used to see
On 8th.
On 8th, and I used to see him with him at that restaurant or bar next to the racetrack.
Oh yeah, he's probably there all the time.
Yeah, or eating there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then
Oh, yeah.
pumping gas,
And then he moved to Glendora, just north of
and
me.
I think he had a brother too that was a musician.
Well, Bobby, his
Bobby.
younger brother that I had, a guitar player.
That's right. Okay.
And he was remember Medusa's Revenge?
Yes, Medusa's.
Okay, he was a
I think
guitar
I might
player.
have even seen you guys live. I don't.
We
crazy.
played with them.
But
We
go
were
ahead.
that far back.
Okay.
So when you ask, Greg, what got you started in all this?
Right.
Like a lot of people do.
Okay.
I had to say, to get me to really want to do it, with those early Kiss, early Sabbath.
Right. Right.
But then being around Van Halen, that was the
top.
That was
the peak. It was,
seeing them actually do it in backyards with the milk crate stages.
were they that great live? I mean, back then, seeing them like that.
Well, David Lee Roth, for some reason, doesn't get a lot of respect. I don't know why.
I think he
because
can
that
sing.
first couple of records,
Yeah.
yeah, he had these screams
Exactly.
that were like Halford.
Insane.
And
And-
his
yeah.
stage presence.
Right, and what I was
was
going to say too,
unbelievable.
Greg, is that they also used to do a lot of covers.
They did
'cause
like
they
a
didn't
Sa- I
have
think
too
they
many
did Sabbath.
originals, right?
They did some Sabbath, they did some Hendrix. I mean, but when you're there, they were making them their own. You wouldn't even almost realize that they were covers.
Right.
I mean, Eddie just made it his own.
Wow.
He wasn't doing Tony Iommi's leads.
That's amazing.
He was going all
He was
over
doing
it
on
with
his
the shred.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, shredding. Now, is that true when that he would turn around when he would do his little leads because he didn't want the crowd to kind of see, or was he
I
just
never
up
saw
front
that. In fact, what freaked me out about Eddie was his picking style.
so fast?
And that's something I remember from day one. Well, he would just hold, like with his two fingers, and he like wow, not that I was in front of a lot of guitar players
Right,
at that time,
right.
but just his picking style. Wow. So what happened is they got out of the backyards.
Okay.
Then they went to Pasadena Civic. That
I
was the
remember
big
Pasadena
one.
Civic, yeah.
And then Gene Simmons was there. Everybody knew it was him. Who's the 7-foot guy
okay.
with a mask on his face?
Okay.
And he had come. Now this is how I'm finding out now from Bob Sibileski. The bass player for Van Halen's younger brother was my age, and he was looking for a bass player.
Right.
So next thing we kind of jammed a couple times. He was a guitar player, Les Paul way down low, like a Joe Perry,
like Joe
kind of
Perry,
thing.
yeah.
Not an Eddie Van Halen though.
Right. I don't think Eddie plays it that
No,
way. Right.
no, he was kind
So-
of more rhythm than lead.
Okay.
And we jammed a couple times, but we became friends. He knew my phone number at home. He came by my home a couple times with his girlfriend, saying, "Hey," it was kind of like a friendship.
Right, right.
But I knew his brother was a bass player for Van Halen, so they would call me
Right.
and Glenn because he was big, and they wanted to help move gear. So we started moving gear at the very end. Yeah, hey, can you bring your brother?
crazy, yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah.
And yeah. So we'd help move gear, everything for Van Halen.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then seeing it.
So
and I
that's
said-
what pretty much started
I
it
said,
for you.
"Wow, I want to do this."
But so you guys, so let me ask you this, Greg. So once you got started, you got the band going.
Yeah.
And you guys were already named Tyrant at that time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys just played all the backyard parties with other bands
Yes.
and did catering
Mainly by
parties?
ourselves.
Okay.
But a couple of times there were other bands.
Opening bands for you guys.
Yeah, there was where 4 or 5 bands would show up.
Okay.
At a warehouse. That was another like a big thing that a big riot broke out in Monrovia.
Wow.
And yeah, because it was Bob's band, Medusa's Revenge,
Okay.
a couple other bands,
Right.
and we had just like set up basically in a big vacant lot.
Right.
And it was really cool. The cops let it happen.
Nice.
But some bikers showed up.
Okay, started some
And
trouble.
a big fight started, and people started throwing bottles.
Oh, wow.
But we really did. Rocky did it right. Rocky did it right. We did it right. Rocky did it right. Rocky said, "Guess what? I'm going to go rent 2 flatbed trucks,
Okay.
and we're going to pull them together, and that'll be our stage."
Nice.
And we're like, "What?" He already knew what to
That'll
do.
work.
And at the back of the flatbed truck,
Right.
had lift gates.
Oh, wow.
So it was like we were like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, like
dun,
kinda
dun,
go
dun,
up
dun,
at the
and here
same
we're coming up over the crowd, and Bob Civilewski was
That must
so
have been
pissed.
insane to see.
Yeah, because Michael Anthony was the one there with him.
Right.
And here comes Tyrant. They're coming up on the lift gates going dun 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 dun. dun. So we did things
that's
like
pretty
that.
cool.
Got our,
Okay.
it got our name around.
Right.
People started going, "Oh yeah, Tyrant."
Yeah.
And we hadn't even hit any clubs yet.
Wow.
This is all just parties.
So the writing at that point was, were you guys looking to sound like any band or just your
Just
own?
heavy.
Okay.
Just heavy. I think,
Okay.
Sabbath was always a big thing because
That's what I was gonna say.
we got rid of our first singer who played rhythm guitar.
Okay.
He wasn't really meshing. Great guy, Doug. Great guy.
Okay.
Me and him kind of started. We'd met at PCC,
Okay.
and he played guitar, but he's kind of like Peter Frampton-ish.
Okay.
And he had to play his
Didn't
little
really
Les
work with a
Paul and
Sabbath
stuff.
kind of
Well,
band.
once me and Rocky hit it together,
Yeah.
it got pretty dark right away.
Okay.
We were starting to get dark, and he was more Peter Frampton-ish.
Okay.
And we kind of thought, and then once Glenn had come to me and said, I don't want to play football anymore. I want to get in the band.
Right.
And then it was just guitar and bass. And that's when we really made that turn
Okay.
to go like a more of a Sabbath direction and really get heavy. And
Wow.
yeah.
So would you say that was your main influence to kind of getting your sound
Musically,
together?
yeah, musically.
Musical
For
sound.
sure, Sabbath, the
Okay.
singer, bass, guitar.
Was everybody influenced by Sabbath, or did they
Oh,
have,
yeah.
everybody had all? Well, no, I get that, but
Yeah,
did
everybody.
everybody have their own style of influence?
Yeah,
you
I think
know?
Rocky was a little more into Richie Blackmore,
Okay, that's
being that he used a Strat.
okay.
And when I first met him, Rocky, he was in his bedroom with 2 Marshall stacks.
Wow.
They barely fit in his bedroom. And he had a brown Strat. He was
Right.
this big dude. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll play for you, here." And he picks up his Strat. He played Stormbringer beginning to end.
Really?
One of my favorite Deep Purple songs.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. He had the Strat
Yeah,
dropping
with
the
the dive,
bombs.
yeah.
I said, "Oh, this is the guy. This guy's a freaking tyrant."
So how long have you've known, and how did you guys meet?
It came from another singer I had been talking to at the time, this guy Richard.
Okay.
Richard wanted to work with Rocky.
Okay.
And I think Rocky kind of thought, I'm not sure about this guy. Cool guy, but just no. He kind of looked like Paul Stanley. He had this big fro.
Right.
Paul Stanley.
Right.
Paul Stanley's cool looking,
Yeah,
and
with
this
the
guy
big
is
hair-
too.
big
But
hair
just
at
the
the
big
time.
afro kind
Yeah.
of thing. Rocky, I don't know. He wasn't looking for that look. Probably because David Lee Roth was so popular at the time.
Right.
And then Richard called me and said, "Hey, there's a guitar player you got to steal." He said, "This guy's right in your wheelhouse."
Wow. Okay.
So I called him. It was all like phones in your house.
Wow.
These are
Okay.
we don't have cell phones or anything.
Right.
He called my house. And I called his house, and he answered, "Yeah, come over." I could tell he was a different breed.
And that
I
started the whole thing.
And I said,
for you
"This is a
guys.
tyrant, man. This is a
Yeah.
tyrant."
Okay.
And
Okay.
and then Rocky was just the man. He was just the man.
So after playing all the clubs, I mean the
the
backyards, how did you guys work your way into playing clubs
Yeah.
and then making it further out than that?
Yeah. Well, here locally, there was a place called Pookie's.
I remember Pookie's.
Pookie's,
Back in the
which
day.
Motley Crue, Quiet Riddle, they had played there.
Yeah.
So it really got a name for a hotbed of hard rock and heavy metal. And then also the Ice House in Pasadena.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it
people
was
gigging there. I
Tyrant,
never played
Odin,
there, but I
yeah.
remember Odin and stuff
Armored
like
Saint.
That. Yeah,
It was us,
Yeah.
Odin, Armored Saint, Chris Holmes.
all the locals.
Yeah, it
actually.
was.
Yeah.
Just roll from here.
Yeah.
Chris Holmes had a band called Psycho Squad. And they used to rehearse right next to us. In fact, we really got along good with Chris. He was a great guy then. I know now he's had like health troubles and problems with wasp.
Right,
but
right.
It's too bad because he's really a cool guy,
Cool guy.
and a really good guitar player. I mean, I really loved the way he played.
Wow.
In fact, our first singer, Doug, played rhythm guitar too, a Destroyer.
Really?
A gold Ibanez Destroyer, and Chris loved Destroyers. So he would just come in our room, go like this to Doug, and Doug would take off his Destroyer and give it to Chris,
And have him
then
play.
Doug would just be lead singer. And we would do like Victim of Changes by Judas
Really?
Priest. We would do Animal Magnetism by Scorpions.
Nice. Okay.
We
Okay.
did He's a Woman, She's a Man by Scorpions, early ones. UFO, we used to do Let It Roll, and Lights Out, Rock Bottom.
All the good.
Oh yeah,
All the good
Chris
songs.
would come in and do all that shit with us. We almost wanted to get him in the band, but Doug would say, "No, this is my band." They were best friends,
Wow.
and with Eddie,
Okay.
it was, and they would bring
kidding,
Eddie's
during that
guitars
time.
to our practice. You know that one looked like a shark?
That's
It's on the cover of
insane.
Women and Children. I've got pictures too. Somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, you know the one that's on the cover of Women and Children First?
Yeah, yeah.
The shark? Yeah, they
Yeah.
brought it to our practice.
Yeah.
We all got to like beat up on it and
No
stuff.
kidding.
Because as Chris would tell you, that's his guitar.
Original.
My phone was ringing off the hook the day Ozzy died.
Wow.
Because they knew, oh, Greg's a big Ozzy guy, big Sabbath guy.
man.
Ozfest, are you kidding? Okay, maybe it was Sharon.
Ozfest, that's true.
Maybe it was
That's
Sharon.
true. That's true.
But when Ozzy came back and started doing those festivals, I was
Yeah.
at every one of them.
Yeah.
And especially when Sabbath was there.
Right.
They brought it all back by themselves. And they put Marilyn Manson, Pantera.
All these bands
Although they
on
brought
there.
it, they said,
Yeah.
bring the family.
Iron Maiden.
I was there.
But that was a big deal, actually.
all got free
There was an
omelets.
issue.
They
with
got
that.
free omelets that night. They weren't well done.
I heard about that. They
I
got
was
pelted.
right there.
They got pelted, right?
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was sad because I loved Iron Maiden at the time. And
Right.
I really haven't listened to their record since.
Really?
It was that
Since
bad.
that
really
went
really
down.
killed
I
it
think
for
it was
me.
Bruce Dickinson that made some sort of stupid.
Well, he's in the band. I mean, Steve Harris will always be one of my favorite bass players. Maybe my number 2.
Yeah. Oh, I love Harris.
Yeah, that's
great
yeah.
bass playing there.
Yeah, it killed me with at that show. Only in California, I think, where they talked so much shit about Ozzy, and that was
Yeah.
you can't-
I don't understand if it was jealousy. I don't know what went down.
Well, it was. He was saying, "Oh, Amy, we should be headlining this thing. If it wasn't for Ozzy having a TV show."
Oh, you kidding?
And that's
He
when it
said
went on.
that?
Yeah, that's what he said. Ozzy's got a TV show, so we're opening for Sabbath, and everyone around me
be
is
like
going,
that?
"Are you kidding? Sabbath was doing it way before these guys."
Way before.
Yeah,
They did,
and better. I mean, who did
Yeah.
they do songs like War Pigs, Iron Man, Paranoid,
God.
which isn't the greatest song in the
Yeah.
world. Paranoid, I'm not a real big fan of that song, but they have huge hits,
That's
and then
true.
Sabbath kept it going
Absolutely true.
and got heavier
Yeah,
and heavier and heavier.
Even with different singers, they even had Ian Gillan
Oh,
singing with them, right? What
that
album
was so
that?
heavy.
Born,
Disturbing the Priest.
Disturbing the Priest. Yeah.
That is such a heavy
Such
song.
a great song, dude. Yeah, I remember with Ian Gillan. Yeah, so they had him, and then I guess Dio came back. I don't know.
Dio?
but
No, you had Tony Martin,
Tony Martin. That's right.
the Dio protege. I play this thing. Look at this thing.
Kind of pick up the.
Look at this thing. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
One piece.
Beautiful.
Okay, guys. This is a one piece
Yeah.
bass. This is like $3,000 bass. It's all one piece.
Wow.
I said, I'm falling in love with this thing. I mean, it's like a week later,
Yeah.
it turns out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
said,
you got some EMGs on it.
I put the EMGs in.
Oh, they had stock.
I custom made this with the Les Paul switch.
Okay. Oh,
That's a Les Paul
nice.
switch.
I noticed that.
Yeah, it's a Les Paul
Yeah.
switch from a Les Paul, so I can go either one, or both. They put these metal knobs to match up with this.
Okay.
So I didn't like that white thing on there. So I'm looking on the internet, and there's this company in England that makes this kind of stuff for guitars,
Right.
with the Zodiac sign on it. Custom metal, tempered metal, or whatever it is. And it wasn't cheap, but I said, man, now I'm putting all this money
That's
into
a lot
this
of
thing."
money into that. Yeah.
I said, now I'm pouring money. Now I don't want to lose this one. It's my new cat.
right. Right.
I
Exactly.
don't want to lose my new cat.
Exactly.
So I started spending money on it. I buy this. It was like, how much? Whatever. It comes from England. but there's another little package with this.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, what? Why is there another little
Oh, your
package?
headstock right there.
Yeah, but look what it says.
Nice. Nice. So he literally,
See what it says on
it
it?
says Tyrant.
It says Tyrant on it.
Yeah. So he customed it for you.
Yeah. So what he says is,
Amazing.
is this Greg May from Tyrant? It's over in England.
Right.
I'm like, sure enough, mate.
Yeah.
He's like, I want you to know that I put an extra little gift in there for you.
That's amazing.
He cut my logo onto my my neck rod cover on
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I said, now it's my favorite bass.
Right.
Now what am I going to do? Both shows got canceled.
There you go.
The first one got canceled because the promoter went south. Second one got canceled because Rob couldn't get his passport.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
He couldn't get his passport. And here's the funny thing. He has this manager. Not saying anything bad about her, because now he married her. She was from like Norway. And it was kind of funny because Rob's a great guy. I love Rob.
Right.
Man to man, not a problem in the world with him. But I would get these texts coming from nowhere from Rob's manager. And I'd be like, what?
And it's his wife.
Yeah,
Girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Girlfriend at the time.
Is he being taken care of on this? Is he being taken care of on that?
Wow.
Is there? Yeah, and I would tell Rob about it, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. She's been my manager for years and stuff." But she really got to be a pain in the ass, and she was asking something.
I get it. I totally
I
get it.
guess
Dude.
some kind of money for this or that. And I said, "Well, is he going to have his money for the studio time with the legend Bill Montoya?" And they never heard anything again. I got that covered for him,
man.
I got that all covered for him.
That's
The
insane.
hotels. Yeah, there's crazy people in music.
Yeah.
And she went around me, and she booked him a show the night before we were to play in Mexico, with Mexican musicians playing music from Solitude Eternius and Candlemas.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But here's the thing.
That's very
It's not interesting because the promoter was pissed because they let her do that, booked the show the night before,
Right.
got Mexican musicians to
perform.
learn his songs,
Yeah.
gave him the night, and stiffed him with no
kidding.
how they thought to do that
Wow.
because he didn't have his passport. So he not only got our night
insane.
canceled,
Yeah.
they booked a whole other night, had people standing on their heads for him,
I
and
don't
got
know
that one
about
canceled
that,
too.
man. Yeah, they
Well,
definitely.
only for Eric. I'm telling you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Because me and
Greg.
Rob are totally cool. Because
Yeah.
he knows it's true.
Yeah.
He knows it's true. But that's what happened. People want to know what happened in Mexico. Maybe Eric didn't know that much about it, but
No.
I'm telling you in this what happened with that. And it was so crazy because they're saying, well, he had the night before the show booked with Mexican musicians playing Candlemas and Alternatives. I said, yeah, that was his manager. His manager booked that saying he would be there
insane.
with his
That's
passport
incredible.
and stiffed us both. Stiffed both show.
Wow.
Yeah. So but here, I still got a beautiful bass.
This
out
is a
of it.
beautiful bass.
I got a
and
beautiful.
it sounds great.
Oh, this is my baby.
So-
Oh yeah.
Play a little bit right here. Let's check it out. The sustain on that. The sustain, Greg. There you go. Nice.
The sustain.
The sustain. I remember like
I
Spinal
have a
Tap.
couple of neck throughs like this.
Oh, okay.
I have two other ones like this.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Where the neck is the body.
Wow.
You cannot go
That's
wrong.
amazing. It sounds great, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
when I
that's
when I
great.
play
Sounds
live, I
amazing.
can hit one note and just stand there for an hour.
Just hold it.
Yeah.
This is my solo
It
right
just
here.
goes forever.
Wow. So, in today's world, okay,
2026.
2026, and
crazy
bands
world.
like Tyrant,
Crazy
bands
world.
like Sirit Ungol,
Thrust.
bands like all these older bands.
Yep.
What do you think has changed in today's music, in today's metal, compared to what you were writing back then? Do you think it's harder to understand? Do you think it's more what's your take on that?
Having a young son, Dane, you're to blame now, son.
Right.
Having a son in his 20s,
Okay.
I've seen that the younger bands are probably like my son's age. He's 29.
Oh, okay.
He didn't grow up with metal. He did not grow up with metal.
Even if you have all these albums,
Nirvana's
in the house,
dead. Well, yeah, my record, Dad. You think you're gonna want to hear Dad's music? No, it's hilarious.
I would have pushed it on him.
No, I did. Believe me, I did.
Okay.
But I mean, kids, they don't want to hear Dad's music. It's funny. Maybe it's just kids from Glendora. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But they doing their own thing. They want their own music.
Okay, I got.
But here's the thing. So all these other bands that are in their 20s, pretty much the same thing. They didn't really grow up with metal. I mean, metal had kind of died down. We had to find it. Like Tony Martin was the singer for Sabbath.
Right.
Who's he?
Right.
You know?
Right, yeah.
In the 90s, when he was born, 96, Nirvana had died.
So all these.
Who else died? The other
was
Soundgarden
quite a few. Soundgarden.
died.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains
Alice in Chains.
died.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam unfortunately didn't die, but luckily they went away.
Yeah.
I didn't like
Thank
them.
God.
The radio
I'm not a
music.
big
Oh,
fan.
me neither.
Yeah.
Radio music.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so radio. But the other stuff was kind of heavy. Alice in Chains was kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Soundgarden, and I think some of that was rooted in Sabbath. Some of the riffs that I hear.
You know what? Now that I think about it, you're absolutely right.
And and that could have carried it on and made some good influences for bands now.
Right.
But they all just died.
Yeah.
So they had to go get records from their dads.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's true.
if they wanted to hear some heavy music,
That's
maybe
true.
the dads were listening to just
But I mean, there are
Motley Crue and
metal
Guns N' Roses.
Right, exactly. But there are metal bands of today that are coming out. What's your take on some of these new metal guys?
It's not very impressive. It's sad.
Yeah, you know what?
It's not very impressive.
I'm not going to be judgmental against them.
No, I'm not judgmental.
I'm not being.
Do what they need to do.
But I feel the same way. I feel like it's lost its. I don't know. Power. It's lost its originality.
Balls.
Originality.
There's
pretty
nothing
much, yeah.
bluesy in it.
Yeah.
A lot of the speed metal is just. They get the white tennis shoes and the curly hair. They're trying to be, Megadeth
Like
or something.
Megadeth or Metallica. I
Yeah,
think
Anthrax or
Is
something.
is what they're trying to pull off.
Yeah, I just haven't seen anything I've really been blown away by new. That being said, hey, maybe this Youngblood guy's going to do something. If he gets a good band around him.
Yeah.
I mean, Ozzy passed the torch.
Yeah.
Ozzy thinks the world of him, and I loved how he gave it up to Ozzy. He was on his knees next with Ozzy on his deathbed, telling Ozzy, "I love you. You and Sabbath are everything to me."
Wow.
You know?
And how old is that kid?
He's young. I don't know how old he is, but he's young.
Wow.
And he loves Sabbath, he says.
Yeah.
He loved Ozzy. So if he could put it, and I love the way he did changes.
Yeah, covered that. Yeah,
Wow. I was blown away by that.
He can sing.
But if he could put a good band around him, he might have a chance in saving.
His popularity
saving
right now,
metal.
he should be able to gather whatever musicians he wants and build.
You know that Nuno Betancourt?
Oh, he's an amazing guitar player, dude. He's like Eddie Van Halen of today.
How did he get stuck in this shitty band that he was in? Extreme. Did Extreme never do anything? No.
Well, they did More Than Words, I think, is the only song.
Is that any good?
It's the only
it's not
ballad.
Beyond the Realms of Death.
It was one hit ballad, I think, that they came out with, and that was it.
It's nothing I would buy.
It's nothing I would. Yeah.
I need the early Scorch. I need the early Sabbath.
And he's such a good guitar player too.
Oh,
you know,
I never knew how good he was. I always thought, because there's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
There's the guy in Rat. He's not bad. DeMartini.
Oh yeah.
There's the guy in Dawkins.
Yeah.
He's good.
Jakey Lee.
There's a lot of. Yeah, unfortunately, he's hurt now too. He got hurt or shot.
Oh, well,
or
he was
something.
shot.
Yeah. So he couldn't do some of the leads.
Oh, arthritis. I think
that's why, or something like that. He was saying Nuno could do them for him.
Yeah.
So seeing Nuno, that Sabbath thing was so cool to see.
Oh yeah.
And I hate to say it because I've never been fans of Guns N' Roses. My wife's a huge fan. I take them to see him. The covers they did were great.
I was surprised.
I was surprised.
Yeah, because Axl is kind of not. He sounds kind of like Mickey Mouse right now.
Yes.
He's not He's not the old,
But they did something off "Never Say Die," one of my favorite
yeah,
songs.
I'm surprised. I was surprised about
They
that.
went deep.
Yeah, they went deep. Yeah, they went side B.
So yeah, the new guys, I'm not super impressed with. Okay. It seems like a lot of them are just trying to rehash stuff.
Right.
They're trying to
and
rehash.
It's so funny because I tell a lot of people this too. Watch a lot of the older bands now because they're not going to be around long.
Yeah.
These guys aren't going to be around.
They're already
now,
gone.
If you can see them now, whoever's left, go.
I'd like to
them.
see Aerosmith come back and do a
I'd
run.
like to see Aerosmith too.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I've always liked Steven Tyler and some of the earlier
I
records.
always like Draw the Line.
Get Your
or
Wings.
Rocks.
Get Your Wings.
Oh yeah,
that record.
Great
my
album,
favorite.
man.
Yeah, and Rocks.
Oh my God! Even the first album, Mama Kin. And all that,
yeah.
I was a big.
Oh, I liked
Yeah.
dun, 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 Back in the Saddle.
Yeah.
Like, really good stuff.
That's where I actually caught my screams.
Oh yeah, Steven Tyler
was listening to a lot of the.
I can't even think about doing it.
A lot of the earlier albums is what I used to
yeah.
listen to, not the
Dream On.
Love in the Elevator stuff, but
Dream. Oh yeah, that's the
yeah, like Dream
good
On,
videos though. But
Rats in the Cellar. Those are all the good albums. The Rocks album.
Dream On. How did they come out of the box with that as their opening single?
Yeah.
And that was their debut album.
Exactly. And I don't know
Dream On.
If too many people out
So
there
epic.
are like Aerosmith fans, or Steven Tyler fans, listen to a lot of the older albums, man. Those are the best albums, I think. That they
And
they
the
came
one,
up
not
with.
the King of Kings. That's all
King
right.
of-
What something of Kings or something. Kings and Guillotines.
Kings and Queen. What song was that? I know which one
That's
you're talking
heavy.
about.
I love
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Stolen days. Yeah, something like that.
I can always find the good in everybody. You
Yeah.
know, that song right there is later
Great
Aerosmith
song.
and a great song.
Yeah, that's a great song. So, what would you say the highlights of your career
Oh wow.
are as far as album releases, shows?
God, all of it. All of it.
Is there
There's-
one or certain ones that you would go, we kicked ass, that was our night, we
Yeah.
owned it,
Back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, playing all the clubs and stuff, it was a lot of fun. Being part of the Sunset Strip,
The whole strip there.
iconic times.
Yeah.
Nothing going to be like that ever again.
Never again. It's so weird that you mentioned that,
yeah.
Greg, because the strip nowadays isn't how it used
It's
to.
dead. We
back
go out
in
there
the
once in a
80s.
while.
Yeah.
We go for like my birthday, we go to the Rainbow and there's 10 people there.
No.
You know what I mean? It's dead.
Is that how it is at the
It
Rainbow
is, yeah.
now?
But I love their pizza.
Holy crap.
I love
man.
sitting at the Tony Iommi table.
Yeah.
They're always
The
going to
Lemmy
be
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always going to be something that'll be part of my life
Yeah.
that I'm going to love to do. And it's never going to be like that again, where you had Thrust and Tyrant and Slayer playing at the Troubadour, and then you had Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses,
Do you remember
and
Madame
Dokken
Wong's?
playing at the...
Do you remember Madame
Yeah, we never
Wong?
played there, though. There was something wrong with
That
it.
was it. Yeah, that was wrong with it. There was really something. I think it was.
Wasn't it more punk? It was more punk, right?
No, I think they had metal bands play
Oh,
there
wow.
too, dude. Yeah.
We didn't do it. What about Café de Grand?
Where was that?
It was downstairs, and I mean downstairs, and we were supposed to play with Slayer and Abattoir, and we showed up on a
Abattoir.
Saturday.
I remember Abattoir.
Yeah, great guys.
Yeah.
Juan Garcia.
Oh my God.
You're
dude.
talking about a class act.
Yeah,
that guy's
yeah,
really solid.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why he has kept
Yeah,
going,
Abattoir.
and he's with Ice-T now.
Wow.
Yeah, we were partying with him in Germany.
That's
And I used to
crazy.
see him around town. He's
I haven't
another
heard
solid
that
guy.
name in a while.
He's
You're
a
the
solid
only one
guy.
that brought that up,
Yeah,
actually.
he's a solid dude.
Wow.
That's why he's up there with Ice-T
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But long story short, we show up at this club and for sound check, and we're going down all these stairs, and we're supposed to bring stacks down there. And we get down there, and we start looking around. We're thinking, and we got fog machines and stuff like that. We're thinking, what if a fire had broken out down here?
It would have been like Great White.
Worse.
You guys would have been stuck and
Worse.
going up one way. There was no exits, right?
No. We got a bad feeling there. And there was some person that was speaking in another language. I was really pissed.
Okay.
So
So it was like,
and we said, guess what? We're out of here. We're not playing down here.
so you guys got all your stuff back
Everybody
out?
left. All the bands left. Café de Grand. I think it was an underground
never
club
heard of it,
with
man.
no windows, no nothing.
Holy crap.
Hopefully-
This
I-
was in L.A.? And,
Yeah, yeah, at Mill Valley. But when you talk about the greatest things, There was a show that really had a big fight feel to it, and that was Tyrant, Slayer, and Abattoir, I believe, or Agent Steel at the Country
Agent
Club.
Steel.
Yeah, Agent Steel at the Country Club
Country Club's
in
a great
September.
place, by the way.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's a
But
great.
wasn't it? It was like an arena, right?
Yeah, it was
For
a great.
us?
It was a great.
After
place
playing the
to
other
play.
club, and you go there, it was dual level. It was like
Yeah.
a small arena.
Yeah.
And it was a huge night. Metal Blade Records was promoting it.
Right.
And they even put at the bottom of the flyer, it was all Slayer's whole discography, because I think they were already moving on. They did 2 nights.
Wow.
They were already moving on with Def Jam. Wow. So it had promoted their whole discography.
Right, right.
But if you see at the very bottom, and it says, and also Tyrant's Legions of the Dead
Nice.
debut. They promoted us too. We're like, oh, that's cool.
That's
because we were going to be the
amazing.
only ones still on Metal Blade.
Right.
They were moving on.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and that night was packed.
So would you say that was the highlight?
At that in the 80s, yeah. In the 80s, yeah. But then after getting this chance
Okay.
now to dust them off and
Okay.
play, I have to say 09, keep it true.
Really?
I eventually got a text from Glenn saying, right now I just can't do it. He said, I have a night shift and working nights, San Antonio Hospital, moving bodies.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they had him for,
Wow.
moving bodies. And
So there was no way he was
I
going
just
to be in a
don't.
band.
He's like, I just can't do it. He said, right now, he said, I'm sleeping all day. I'm just wiped out. He said, haven't been feeling it since Greece. He said, I know Greece, I didn't do well, and I've been kind of.
So
not
he's
doing it."
owning up to it.
Oh, he's owning up to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, I know I'm holding you guys back.
Okay.
Now, we also have another show. We had like a big run in 17. We had like a bunch of shows.
It
You
was
guys
a-
did
it was a
too.
good year.
It was.
2017
And the
was
last
good.
one in
Yeah.
17, in October, I think it was going to be, was Frost and Fire.
Yes.
I think you played the year
we,
before.
we,
or
we
whatever.
played. Yeah.
Frost and Fire. We're booked.
Yeah.
And that Jared guy or whatever, cool guy.
Yeah.
Night Demons.
Yeah. Night Demon.
I'm not going to tell him I'm going to play and then not play. Glenn, lets me know about 3 weeks before. He said, dude, I'm not going to be able to do it. I said, what?
Oh man.
I said, I told this guy that we're going to do this show. We're headlining. We got Sammy's there, Ruthless, and Cage, one of the other guys on there.
Yeah.
Opening, some Pounder, I don't know. It was a really good bill. People were excited to see that night.
And that was a Ventura.
Yeah, in Ventura. I was dying to play there.
Yeah,
because I
Ventura
saw
Theater.
UFO there back
Yeah,
in the day.
yeah.
I met Schenker there. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
it had like a meaning for me to play it. I didn't
Right.
want to give it up.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm not going to be able to do it. You better cancel it. Cancel it now.
My gosh.
I have been listening to this band a lot at the time because I heard they were like in the Tyrant vein. Like when they reviewed Tyrant,
Yeah.
they would say in the vein of Solitude Eternius
Wow.
and Candlemass.
Yeah.
And stuff. We were like, they were starting to really put us, because we're not
In-
speed metal.
Yeah. Right.
We never were. They're putting us now. They finally
In a
found
doomish.
Yeah,
in a
they
doomish
finally found a
way.
place to put us.
Yeah. Yeah.
With this doom now. They're saying doom. So because we're like slow and heavy a lot.
Right.
So I said, I got to hear these guys. So I didn't really listen to Candlemass much, but I listened to the Solitude Eternius, and wow, they're good. I liked them.
Yeah.
They're heavy. And I thought, wow, really like the singer. He's really good.
Yeah,
He's a good
right.
singer.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he can get heavy and he's melodic. And I go through my friends deal on Facebook, and I'm friends with the guy. And I'm like,
Oh,
well,
okay.
at some point we became friends. So I just messaged him out of the blue. Hey, Rob, big fan of your work. You're really good. What are you doing these days? Because I hadn't seen those guys on any of our festivals. Had you?
Yeah. No.
No.
That's the first.
No.
When I heard that you guys,
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only time.
No Solitude Attorneys at all.
No.
So he texts me right back. He's all over it. He says, yeah, he said, the band broke up. We're not together anymore. I'm in a cover band living in Arizona. He's from Texas.
Oh, okay.
He moved to Arizona. He's in a cover band.
Yeah.
He said they're doing Kiss and Cheap Trick. I'm like, and he plays guitar. Oh, wow, okay.
That's different.
Yeah. I said,
Very different.
did you ever think about getting into heavy rock?
Yeah.
You know, being kind of a smart ass. And he's like, oh, yeah, heavy rock's what I'm all about, but this side pays the bills.
Oh, okay.
They're playing some club twice a week. Yeah, doing covers. And he said, yeah. He said, I know who Tyrant is. He told me a big story about Tyrant. He said that the guitar player Perez in Solitude Eternius came to a rehearsal one time and brought Legions of the Dead.
Really?
To their rehearsal and said, you guys got to hear this stuff. This is sick.
Yeah.
And stuff. And,
Crazy.
Cool. So
okay.
we're kind of like liking each other.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah. He said, I've heard of Tyrant. Why? What do you got going on? What's up?
Yeah.
And I told him that, we're thinking that Glenn's going to be departing the band. I'm looking for someone to step up, but you got to have balls like a grapefruit. I got a lot going on out here.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, I've got a show in Ventura that I want to do. And I said, and there's a record on the table with Shadow Kingdom.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's a good label. I said, yeah. I said, they're busy rebooting our first 3 records.
Right.
But I've talked to them about a new one.
Yeah.
And they're interested. And they didn't know Glenn wasn't in there yet. So I was going to have to throw that at him. So he's like, send me your music. Send me your music. So I went right to the,
so
the post office, sent the disc to him, and he got right back to me like in 3 days, but Arizona's pretty close. He got back to me in like 3 days and said, oh my God, I'd be all over this, Okay. And I said, well, here's the good thing. There's no wrong lyrics. When we play in Ventura, there's no wrong lyrics.
There's no wrong lyrics.
There's no wrong lyrics at the show in Ventura. Because there's no right lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. Make stuff up.
Yeah, there's no right lyrics yet.
Right.
There's no wrong. So he's like, all right, let's do this. He totally jumped on board.
Wow. Good for him.
Jumped on board. So I had to tell Glenn, hey, man, it looks like you left your spot open.
Okay. Well, Glenn pretty much was
someone
out
else
at
jumped
that point
in.
already, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it. So.
Yeah, he never responded on the new material.
Right.
And then, he just went south on us when it came to the show.
Wow.
The show, yeah.
Wow.
So I think he kind of petered out, really. I mean, as you know, of being a singer, it takes a lot.
It does take a lot
to
out
sit
of you
down and do all those lyrics, write everything out,
melodies and the whole nine.
I think he burned out. I think, and I kind of saw that in Greece when he didn't take it seriously, and it was unfortunate, because he was a perfect Tyrant for a long time.
Great vocalist too.
Great vocalist. Yeah. Glenn was an animal.
Yeah.
He had those Halford screams and the Dio growls.
Yeah, I heard. I know.
He did it all.
Yeah,
he did it all. But some like yourself, you can keep going over the years and doing it.
Right.
Some people can't. So he hit the wall, and Rob Lowe walked in. I picked him up at Ontario Airport. I flew him out. Nice. Picked him up at Ontario Airport, and we had a quick rehearsal.
Right. Like
in Riverside before we drove to Ventura. Rocky and Ron, who's this? Who's this guy?
So you never told the other guys about him?
No. Like, who's
he
this
just
little,
all of a sudden just showed up.
Who's this little bald guy? Where's Glenn? And I said, you know what? I just didn't want to stress you guys out. I had to make an executive decision here.
So they've never heard of
They never heard of Solitude Eternius. They never heard of Candlemass.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they're very mainstream.
Yeah.
They're very mainstream.
Okay.
They'd never heard of the bands he was in.
Okay.
Never heard of Rob. To some people, Rob was a legend.
Yeah. A lot of people
he really was.
know of
Candlemass and stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then so next thing we're in this little rehearsal room like this.
Yeah.
In Riverside, and doing all the new material, because that was one thing Rocky and Ron were saying. Well, is he going to know all the Metal Blade stuff? And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing all our new stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Because we were all ready to move on from the Metal Blade stuff.
Move forward, yeah.
We've been playing that stuff forever.
Yeah.
We could play it in our sleep, but now we were doing all the new stuff we'd been working so hard on and recording. Okay. So it was so fun for us. Okay. But boy, did we turn a corner. I mean, when our fans were there in Ventura, they're like, they couldn't, what is this?
Yeah.
But we
I'm sure they were surprised because a lot of the fans know of him as well.
They did. Some people did.
And to be with Tyrant.
Some people did.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
and with Rob doing some of the old stuff, was he spot on with them as well, or was he kind of not quite?
No, he wasn't Glenn, and we had to
Okay.
hear that a lot. I mean, Glenn had his fans.
Okay,
You know, I'm not
he
taking.
really did. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
He had a lot of his fans were messaging the band and saying, you know, Rob is cool for this record.
oh, so they were telling you.
Oh yeah,
what they felt about.
They said Rob is cool for this record because you guys are doing something completely new.
Right.
But they said, you know, he's got size 15s to fill, you know,
Okay,
and it's
yeah.
just not doing it on the other stuff.
Was Rob hitting the highs that Glenn would
He
do?
could hit the highs,
The
but
Halford stuff?
he didn't have that guttural power that Glenn had.
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could hit the highs. That's not a problem.
Right.
But we said, hey, you know, it is what it is. Try to enjoy it. They said there's not a lot of bands. I mean, look at our favorite bands.
Yeah, that's true.
How many bands have kept their singer for that many years?
That's true.
I mean, Sabbath
true.
lost Ozzy in '78.
Yeah.
Priest lost Halford for a while.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden lost Dickinson for a
For
while.
a while. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know, most of my
it's
favorites.
always moving around.
Yeah.
Getting
Only
different-
Scorpions, he stayed forever.
Yeah.
Rainbow lost their singers forever.
Yeah. That's
Joe
three
Lynn
singers
Turner.
at that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Three different singers. So.
Joe Lynn Turner. So, you know, I just have to try to have people not be so tough on the situation that we're trying to keep going.
And I think
And
most
sometimes you got to change the part,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think most of those guys, just like the Thrust albums, you know, I mean, the first Thrust album that came
Are you
out,
the original singer in Thrust too?
No.
No, there's some other guy?
There was another guy
Oh,
prior
okay.
to that, 1984. I wasn't even in the band. In
Oh, all right.
1984, So, I only
But you
got,
had other bands probably.
What was that?
You had other bands.
I had other bands going on. Yeah,
Okay.
I was with different projects,
Nice.
but I got with the band in 2016.
Oh,
and-
really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You know, right before Frost and Fire, so they had me. I was doing the Frost and Fire thing.
So did you do all their old stuff?
I did all the old stuff.
Nice.
We didn't sing. I didn't sing anything new. What are some of your websites or Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
TikTok that you can let the audience know that they
Yeah.
can reach you or see some of your music?
Yeah. We're on Facebook. We got two of them on Facebook. There's Tyrant USA. That's on Facebook. It's got about over 6,000 people on it. And then we have one that just got started up by S.G. Smith. It's called Warriors of Metal. It kind of really goes back to like this first record and that time period.
Yeah.
That we got a couple of thousand people on that one.
Love the cover, by the way, with the lightning in the back. Whose idea was that?
Mine. Yeah,
love it,
of
dude.
course. But you
That's
know,
very cool.
yeah, it was dark. It was very dark.
And whose car was
my
that?
my
That looks like
grandpa's
a Cadillac.
My grandpa's buried in one of these graves.
Really?
Yeah, we went to the family graveyard.
Wow.
Stood in front of it. This is like Patton. You know, General Patton.
Yeah.
I think that was like one of his, right by his grave.
That's amazing.
General Patton.
man.
It's in
That's
San
very
Gabriel,
cool.
San Marino. Yeah, and then this the limo was a.
Oh, it's a limo.
It's a limo. Oh, it's a limo. Was a keyboard player that I had hired to do some keyboards on the record.
You have keyboards on the album?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know.
of course. You have to make a record more
intros?
special.
Okay.
You know, the record had to be more special than just a live recording.
Yeah, very cool cover.
So yeah. So that he had a limo. He pulled up in front of my house. He was doing Uber before Uber was around. He would go to the He was the
Drive around.
He was the
pick
keyboard
up
player
people.
for London. You know the band London?
I remember London.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
Nicky Six. He had all these guys were his
Actually
buddies.
saw him at the, yeah.
They were all his buddies.
Wow, that's
Priest,
pretty cool.
Judas Priest, the
Yeah.
singer. You know,
Right.
Nader the Priest.
You know, and another thing, Greg, what I like about your albums, and I've always wanted to do this for albums is to have your photos in the front, the band photos, rather than, you know, I mean, I love this album cover.
Yeah.
It's a great album cover, you know, but to me, I've always liked the guys, that, you know, boom, right there.
Well, we are
This
the
is
band.
us, you
We
know.
are Tyrant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're going to want to see Tyrant, those guys are Tyrant.
yeah.
You know, we kind of thought putting a picture of a hamster or
Right,
something
right.
might
No.
defeat the purpose.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
I was thinking of Riot. Riot.
Oh, Riot.
Riot.
That was like a little bird, right?
What, was it a
like
possum or something?
possum or a bird or
Yeah,
something
he had a
like
white
that.
possum or
Yeah,
something
that
on the
was
cover.
kinda-
We're like, what? That's not real heavy, but whatever turns you on, I guess.
And I like the back of the album as well. There's a Grim Reaper, and then
This we didn't have a big part in. This label is from somewhere else.
they created the
So
album.
the girl that does this stuff would send me things and say, Greg, do you like it? Greg, do you like it?
Okay.
you know, and she would do that. This album cover here is a whole different story. This came from a Candlemass record, and they played off Rob Lowe being in a Candlemass album.
Wow.
Now this is it's not a Candlemass cover.
Okay.
But it's done by the same artwork.
The artist.
Artist that did a record for Candlemass.
Interesting.
And so the guy tells me, the head of the label,
right,
and says, we really want to play up on Rob being in the band, and we want to do
I get it.
some artwork from this guy.
Yeah, it's marketing.
It's marketing.
It's a marketing.
He said, are you cool with it?
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know, I didn't have any artwork at the time
right,
to do. He lived in Texas.
So you're like, go ahead.
It's kind of hard to get him together to do like a regular Tyrant cover. He tells me, you will not believe how much money we're going to have to pay to get the rights to do this album cover. And it talks about it inside the record. They paid like a ton of money to be able to do that record. Yeah, it's in a museum. The artwork.
Insane.
Yeah, it's in a museum. I said, well, if you're going to go that deep with it, go for it.
Yeah, might as well.
That's a cool story.
You guys are covering.
It's a cool story.
Yeah,
it's like,
very cool.
So, yeah.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
I love the conversations, the albums, and everything.
My pleasure.
And make sure to check out Tyrant website.
Instagram.
On Instagram and on Facebook.
Two on Facebook, Warriors of Metal, Tyrant USA. And then on Instagram, we have Tyrant, I believe it's USA or LA.
Yeah.
You'll find us.
And you have some of your live videos. And
we got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's all there.
Okay,
it's all there if you want to check us out.
Okay.
We haven't really gone to any of the other platforms.
Okay.
Just these two are kind of the old school ones that we like.
Do you want to exit with
thanks. Some bass?
Some bass. Do you want to do War Pigs?
Oh.
I don't know. I like that one. Killers. Yeah, I think we did a version of that one too. Wow.
That record's just... Yeah, it goes on and on.
Killers and
it goes on and on and on.
And the first Maiden one. And that was nice, by the way. And the first Maiden one too was
we used to do that one.
A pickup truck, out of money, out of luck. I got nowhere to call my home. Hit the gas and here I go. I'm running free, yeah. Well, I'm running free. I'm running free, yeah. Well, I'm running free. There you go.
How about Phantom of the Opera?
I was rusty
How
on
about
that.
Phantom of the Opera, homie?
Oh, you know them all, Greg, man. Don't pull those out now, dude.
I know that whole record.
Nice.
What about this one?
Love that. Oh yeah. They were so dark, dude. You know.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's so dark. The sustain on that. The sustain, Greg. There you go. Nice, dude. I don't know.
Hard to play without the thing.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil glut of blood destruction, sorcerer of death construction. In the field, the bodies burning as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind.
Sorcerer of mine. Oh Lord!
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg May.
It's hard to play with no strap.
Thank you, Greg.
All
right,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Hard to play with no strap.